Let me now give a practical introduction to the course. So the first thing you have to do, if you haven't done it yet, is choose whether you want an honor code certificate or a verified certificate. Then there will be 6 lessons, 1 lesson per week. So we're starting now at the first lesson. So September 22 is the starting date, as you know, and there will be exercises every week which give 50% of the grade, conceptual and programming exercises corrected using the Ingenious grader, which will give feedback on errors and tell you whether your program is correct. There's 1 week deadline for the exercises with a 2-week grace period, but I recommend that you don't fall too far behind because otherwise the work just piles up to the end. You find a little bit of time every week to do the exercises. Also, there will be an infinite number of tries for exercise for the weekly exercises. And at the end, there will be a final exam counting for 50%. This one starts November the 3rd after the lessons, and there's 1 week due November 10. Note that there will only be 2 tries for each exercise on the final exam, unlike the weekly exercises, so be very careful before answering on the final. So the schedule. So this week we are starting with the introduction. Next week, September 29, we will talk about recursion, loops, and invariant programming. So how to program in the functional paradigm, and a very interesting technique in invariant programming which holds for all paradigms, not just the functional paradigm. The week after that, we'll talk about the list data structure, very important data structure, probably the most important compound data structure in computer science. And then the week after, we'll talk about higher order programming. This is possibly the most powerful programming concept we'll see. It's at the foundation of all the power of functional programming, but also it is the foundation of the power of object-oriented programming. So we'll talk about higher order programming. We'll also introduce another important data structure, records. On October 20, we will talk about trees. Trees are the second most important data structure after lists, and we will have a more mathematical part on computational complexity, the time and space of a program looked at asymptotically as the input size increases without bounds. How does your algorithm behave? Very important when you want to talk about efficiency. And then in the final lesson, kind of the crowning moment of this course, will be the semantics for programming language. So this is not completely new here. We will have actually set the stage in all the previous lessons for this. We will have introduced many of the concepts already, but in lesson 6, we will bring it all together and introduce the formal semantics of programming languages, so you will know exactly how programming languages execute after this course. There will be no more mystery, no more hand-waving. Everything should be clear. And after that, there's just the final exam, and November 10, the final exam is due. So the software, of course, there's EDX platform. Then, very important part of this course is your programming exercises, the programs that you write and that will be corrected by the Ingenious grader. So this is a grader that's interactive. You submit a program and it gives you feedback on errors, or if your program is correct, it will tell you. And it runs internally with its own version of the Mozart system. And that's the final point. You have to install the Mozart system, which implements the Oz language, which we will be using in this course. And either you can do the VirtualBox installation, which is very simple, or if you're up to it, you can actually do a full installation of the Mozart system on your local machine. The textbook of this course is the book Concepts, Techniques, and Models of Computer Programming by myself and Saif Haridi, published by MIT Press. So this is a book that covers very, very many paradigms. We will in fact see about 1/3 of this book in this course. So there's another 2/3 that are very interesting if you want to go on farther. So part of this book will be made available for free to people taking this course. Of course, there will also be other documents, the slides, and some handouts.